I have a question. I have a question for you guys. So let's say in a setting of you are married, we were just talking about it that as a father you're supposed to be able to, shower your child, those stuff and all of that. Where is the balance?
What do you
Because
mean?
okay, so let's say the man is working, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that there should be clarity on who is doing what?
Yeah, 100%.
No,
Do that
I
even
don't
Who is
before you
think
doing
get
what?
married.
no.
Do that.
Yeah,
y-
so let me answer the
The man,
question.
the man, the man. Let me finish. The man is working full time,
Yeah.
providing for the family and all, and you are a housewife. Your role, what you have discussed, is that you take care of the kids and the home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I,
Do
I,
you believe that? Do you believe that? Like we were just talking about. Let's be,
Charisma is ready
Let's
to
be
very
react.
realistic.
honest. We
Let's be
were just
Charisma
realistic.
is
talking.
ready to
I'm
react.
I
waiting.
am
We were
ready.
just talking
I'm ready.
about a man. We were just talking about a man showering their child. Being
Mm-hmm.
able to do this, do that, do that. It's a basic thing. You can shower, so you can shower your child. It's normal. You cannot tell me that.
Mhm.
But do you expect him to come home
To shower the baby.
and then also shower the child
No,
and
no,
do take care of your
I think
responsibilities
no, 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 no,
while
no, no,
there's
no, 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 no.
you know
Let me answer that question. Before me and my husband got married, we both knew what our roles were in the house, and I know my place, and he knows his place. But the thing is, what sometimes becomes tension in the house is when you are a spouse and you cannot recognize your spouse's need at that time. So, for instance, I do not expect after a long working ass day that my husband is in the office that he's now going to do house chores. But I expect for him to understand my needs, that I am not a machine, and sometimes I'm tired, that sometimes when I feel weak or I am tired, that sometimes he will take over those responsibilities because it's also his children, and even when I'm not around. That is how I see it. Obviously, I know that, yeah, in the morning, my kids are going to take their shower, they're going to have breakfast, I'm going to do this,
can I
I'm going to do that. But there's also should be a balance that when a woman is not around, or she feels like, there's sometimes that I just don't, sometimes I have these days that I don't want to do
I have a
shit.
question. I have a question for the
That he
ladies.
understands that okay, I can
Low.
also do
Let
that
me
too
Low.
as
land.
well. Okay,
Let me
so
say something.
charisma.
I've been wanting to
Low.
say
Let me
something.
land.
Before you ask your question, no, wait. I think
Okay, so that is my take on Abna's
yeah. Before
uh
you ask your question, Lord, like I think what Abena is saying is true, or what our sister talk is saying is true. As a responsible man, when your wife is not home, no. When your wife
yeah.
is not home, you don't wait for your wife to be home to make food, to bath the
Hmm,
children,
hmm.
to do these little things. As
hey,
a responsible man,
ha ho ha.
as a responsible man,
Oh, spicy. Can you please repeat that again for our listeners?
I'm husband material 75 years. More than,
Hmm.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow,
So
Can I
wow.
have a question? I have a
Well, you
question.
are supposed you are
like
supposed
our
to be
sister,
able to take care of
our
yourself.
doctor
Right.
say
That definitely.
there are times you could see your wife is not feeling well. You just come home from work. Maybe she didn't even have the ability to make dinner. But that doesn't mean
Hmm.
because she's not feeling well, you go and wake up, babe, where's my food? You just need to do something. Yeah,
Okay.
because
Can I say
you
something?
need to know, you need to
Wait,
have some
wait.
sense.
Low, please. Please. Please.
Charisma, you talk.
Two things. I agree with Abna what she said, and I feel like those things should be discussed even prior to marriage, so that when kids come, you don't have this whole thing of who is doing what. I
Yeah,
think.
talks like
I think.
Like,
Oh yes,
why would
sorry.
there be a time
I
table?
think. No, not time to. Let me land. See, I say, yeah. Taking care of a kid is a 24/7 job. It's not a job where you can be like, I'm
it's
clocking off,
hard.
I'm clocking off,
Thank
and then,
thank
oh, I'm
you.
going home and I'm relaxing. don't forget, you wanted to
Your handbag.
you wanted to have that kid as well. So when you now come home, the kid hasn't seen you for 8 to 10 hours. That time where you should be chilling with your kid a bit, you want to go and sleep, and you want fam. I'm already waking up almost every 30 minutes to take care of your child because you have to sleep to go to work. Now you want to
Charisma,
come
you're
home
talking
and I
with
have to.
Vim.
Yeah, no, I'm coming from a perspective of when I was having a little brother and how I saw my parents dealing with things, right? And I'd see from other households how they deal with things.
Yeah,
I think
true.
many of my friends who are married, I would say they have really sorted it out. Like the woman takes care of the kid, and I feel like it's a beautiful thing if both of them have regulated who is working, who is taking care of the child and everything.
Exactly.
But I have seen the beauty of my friends being like, you know what, can you take care of him real quick? I'm going out and all those things. And it's working out
Sure.
Yeah.
very harmonious, you know. But
And
there
it's
are,
supposed to be like that.
it's supposed to be like
Why
that.
would
The
you say
problem
no,
only
though?
comes in.
Wait.
Why would you say
Yefta,
no?
wait.
It's your child. Why
Because-
would you say
Wait.
no?
Okay, Lou.
Wait.
Well, there are men
Let me
that
ask
say
you
no.
something. Charisma.
Yeah.
This is special for you. Yeah. Let's say we are married. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not working. Let's say I lost my
Okay.
job. I'm miserable.
Right.
You know, but you left the kids at home,
Yep.
and you are now bringing money home. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Let's say one day you just come home. The house is dirty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very dirty. The kids are crying.
Mm-hmm.
They are hungry.
The pampers
Yes.
is full.
And the dishes
No food in the house.
hasn't been washed. I did nothing. How would you feel?
How would you?
The question is, if I was a woman, would you come home dirty?
No, wait.
And the house looking dirty.
Wait,
That's the
first
first.
answer
No,
the question.
because-
Answer the
because-
question. How,
Charisma, can you please
how
answer
would
the
you
question? Just
feel
answer the
as
question.
The breadwinner.
No,
As the breadwinner.
I would first ask what happened, right? And
Exactly.
and then the thing is, I would analyze the situation over some weeks to be like if it's a constant thing or if it's one
I'm
of
talking
the
about
days where
something that is constantly happening, like something. Let's say
Okay.
out of the month, 3 weeks dirty.
Yeah. But
Okay.
That one, I'll give it to the ladies. Come on. That one, the woman is in all her rights to do whatever
Okay,
she
and
wants to do.
I
Because
understand what you're saying, but are you going to respect me as a man?
But they say
Good question.
No, are you?
Are you? No. This is. I think you're coming from the submission part, right? Are you going to submit?
oh
I like this question. I like it.
okay.
Answer.
I didn't clock. Okay.
For a woman to be able to submit, she needs to be honored.
Wait,
You
is
are
my
not
answer?
honoring
No,
her.
wait. It's my question. Is the answer like who gave an answer?
Is it clear?
No,
Let
please,
Charisma
please.
finish, and then
I want to clarify one thing.
Let me think about my answer.
You said that the question now was, is she gonna show? I want to ask you. At that time, were you sick or your arm was broken or your leg was broken? I want to know because
I shock.
it can be that your leg is broken, that we don't know that you cannot move and start cleaning the house because I don't understand.
not even
I just
one
want
day,
to
it's
clarify.
not 2 days, it's 3 weeks.
Or are your arms? Is your body functioning well?
That's what I'm saying.
Your body is functioning well, right?
Like, what's the situation? Are you being lazy or you are
That's
sick?
what I'm saying.
Lemmy
What
wants
was
to say
it?
something.
Lemmy.
Lemmy wants to
Let
say
me
something.
say
Yeah.
this. We're laughing at this question, but this is the reality for a lot of people living here in the Western world. A lot of men do not work or not able to work for whatsoever reason ever. The woman come back and they still expect the woman to make pounded yam and egusi to still be doing the housework and everything because African culture has taught us that
Being a woman is cooking,
don't-
cleaning. Yeah.
men don't do this. Men
Do you
don't
hear the Nigerian accent? It's coming out.
it's bothering
Facts.
me because this is just but doing as if it's like a hypothesis, but it's real. It's really going on here.
Yeah.
True.
And I
Yeah.
see what what Charisma just said. When I was young, I also saw it with myself in my own family. I saw it with my nieces and my nephews. Men who don't want to take responsibility, and they still think that you have to come
That
back
they
and
have a
respect
say.
them. Yeah, they have to
And
say. I
and
have the last word.
there is where Louise wants to make his point. Are you still gonna respect me then in that situation?
It's going to be hard.
The
Well,
thing
I think
is,
it's
Me as a man answering for the ladies or answering from a man perspective is going to be hard because this is not one time thing. It has been going on for 3 weeks. Come on.
and I think
the
respect
thing,
also comes with
yeah.
love. I think when you do such things, your love is going to fade for that person, and when your love begins to fade and you see that somebody's taking you for granted, the respect is gone
What,
Yeah,
automatically.
yeah,
what
yeah,
if that person is testing you?
yeah.
I think I have a question.
Yeah.
Don't you guys think it's a case of good communication? Because
That's
um
what I wanted to
I
say.
I just remember when I was younger and my mom would go to work but my dad was home and the home was still clean.
Was
The home,
but
like,
wait,
the kitchen
was your
was clean.
dad jobless?
The He was a
No, but he
pastor.
wasn't
Like,
jobless. Like he
He
was
lives
doing
home.
something with his life, right?
yes, but he's home. He's at home. It's like remote job. It's like when you are doing a remote
Yeah,
job, you
yeah,
are at home but you are working. So it's not like you are
You're
still
going
at
out
home.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
you are
true.
still at home.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
So now this just shows me that it's a whole thing of communication.
Lack
It's
of
lack
yeah,
of
communication.
communication.
Lack
Lack of
of communication.
communication. Because
And
But
you
that's
should be.
and
this
that
is
yeah.
yeah.
working, Charisma. If you're at home and you're still working, you're still working. You're still doing your thing. It's something else that you're being at home watching
Doing
CNN all
nothing.
day. That is something
Well,
Yeah.
different.
I
But
agree.
Yeah.
what charisma?
That's
But
true.
I believe it goes back to what Talk said. Before you get into a marriage, there should be this you are going to be doing this and I'm going to be doing that. Of course it can change any time, but in my marriage, when we're getting into it, you know, we decided he's going to work, I'm going to stay at home and make sure the kids to get to a certain point where they can start school and all. And then if I want to work, fine, I go to work. But I chose to stay home so that my kids don't be roaming about in daycare and all of that. I wanted to be there for them and take care of them. So it's
I
pure
think it's also.
communication.
Yeah,
You
true.
are doing this, I'm doing that,
I think it's
and it
also.
just combined.
How do you want your partner to view you? You understand? Do you want your partner to view you as a lazy man doing nothing at home, and
Some men
and
don't
then you
care.
are expecting respect from her? How is she going to respect you if the house is not clean when she comes home? Well, because when she comes home,
Yeah, well,
she's
yeah.
she's
Limmy,
she's
see,
she's she's tired,
She's
she's
tired as
moody,
well.
you
Yeah,
know.
Because
she's
most
tired.
men most men think that respect just comes from being a
Yes.
man. That's
Yeah,
just because I'm a
that's why
man.
I'm saying a woman is
Oh
enough for the
That's
my
table.
only that.
Thank
God.
you. That's why.
Yes,
no,
yes,
but
thank you,
That's
thank
charisma,
you,
you
all
have
thank
to
you,
it
thank
is.
you.
retract
See,
that statement.
see, no, no, it's not that I
No,
100%
it's true.
agree, but I'm saying the same thing that men think being a man is enough, that even in-laws, yeah, can be talking for their man. Oh, but why are you complaining? He's doing this, he's bringing cash home and everything. The same way
And
women,
even mhm.
pardon?
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
talk.
The,
Continue,
the,
continue.
the, the same way, that's what Yefta was saying, that people have now brought feminism home. It's because the same way men think they are enough, women have now also believed that they are enough. And no man is a man enough and no woman is a woman enough. We have to bring extra things to make us complete.
So
Yeah.
And why
And
would you
it all
care how the
comes down
person?
to what sorry, and it all comes down to what brother Louis said in the beginning, that to be honest, it's not only about providing, protecting
it's
all,
more
because
than that.
it's such more,
Yes.
it's more than
It's
that.
more than
You
that.
have to
Yeah.
you have to be able to be, emotionally intelligent, communicate, because those
Hmm.
aspects are so important to hold a marriage down.
But this is
Love
only
is not
important to
enough.
modern day women. Oh,
Being
I'm
a
telling you.
man is not enough. A woman is not enough. To be a woman alone is not enough. It's really not. There's
Yeah,
so many
but
more aspects that you
Yeah.
need to bring to the table that sustain that marriage relationship, or
I
whatever
also
relationship you
think
have.
those
Yeah.
those things are just extra, like cleaning house and doing dishes and taking
It's
it. I
extra.
mean, I mean, listen, listen,
Okay.
listen.
You were
It's
doing,
extra.
but the
Listen,
thing is,
listen,
But
listen,
it's a life skill.
listen.
How does your
it's a
own
life
room
skill. You
look?
were doing
Don't
it
you
before
clean?
I came.
Don't you
You were
clean? Don't
surviving
you
before
clean?
I
I
mean,
came.
I was
Exactly, and
surviving.
So
that is what sometimes irritates me of
why you
some men,
not
that they
eating?
will do as if they don't know. Like, before you met me, were you not eating? Were you not cleaning? Were you
No,
not
they
doing
were
your
not.
laundry? Were
Sis,
you not?
sis, they were not. They were not. They were not. Their mother was doing it for
My
them.
husband,
They were.
my husband was doing all these things. He
Like,
was.
That's your
I
husband.
mean,
I also.
When you come to his home, it's clean,
That is
clean. Everything's
my
white,
my
white.
sister.
own
That is your
too.
husband, though. Some people, their mothers do everything for them. Oh, please.
and and that is
Well,
why it's
yeah.
also very important when you are
mm,
raising men, boy children, because I have two sons. It's very important that to tell them that, listen up, cleaning the
It's,
bathroom, cooking is a life skill, not gender based. So don't come with that rubbish. Yo. It is a life skill. It is how you by far you
I don't
survive.
want my child to grow up and then think that
I
this is
mean,
Yeah,
I
mommy's
mean,
job.
listen,
So,
listen.
exactly.
I'm not going
You
to
like
do it
This is
because
why
it's
this
mommy's job.
Lo, what do
No.
you
I
want to
agree with
say?
Abuna here because we are now looking for, like, I consider myself traditional, right? Tradition, like, you know, traditional men, whatever they call it,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Karishma,
But
please.
you know, it's like also what Yefta said. Not everybody can be traditional. You understand? Because it's also how you grew up.
Yeah.
You see, I saw my mom doing
Yeah.
things, and I learned some things from her. You know, but how my where my
That's
where
true.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, not everybody can be traditional. You understand? Some people, you can't force them to be traditional. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to find what fits you. You understand? You
Good.
have to find what fits you, because if I go out and see a nice lady, but she didn't have a good upbringing, it's not her fault. Like, that's how she was brought up. Like, she's
At
she's
your big age,
she,
there is YouTube.
she's
As
doing
you
what she
believe.
knows.
No,
Basically,
no, no, no.
No, but
she's
let's use white
exactly.
people as an example. Most white homes, the woman is the boss at home. Most white
Well,
homes,
that's
the
what
woman
Really?
they
decide.
say, but it's not always true.
Really?
That's why you should marry from your own segment.
It's
That's
not
what they
always
say, but it's
true.
not always true.
Most of them I know the woman. Most of the men are really laid back, and the woman
It's
decide what
because
happens.
they bring
Really,
back the mullah.
and the thing is, if someone grows up in a house like that, you growing up in a house where the man is the head of the house, and then someone else growing up in a house where the woman is the man,
But
it's different.
but
It has to do
most
with your
of
upbringing.
But
In
listen,
what
these
in
also,
what
women,
home
eh,
did you grow up?
they these women, they don't respect their husbands. Trust me. If the woman if
Oh,
the
some of
woman
them
is
do.
leading and like, look at how they talk to their husbands. They talk to their husband like kids. You understand? Because the woman is like, okay, I have to do everything. So she's going to she's basically talking to him like she talks to her children. That's what happens.
But to be honest,
but I think
white people don't
African
have culture. So yeah,
that
it's
that is
normal. Even
first
the way the
thing.
Hey,
That
kids
is a
talk to
first
their
thing.
parents.
Oh,
Sorry to
I
say,
oh
but
oh
Let's
oh.
not.
no,
Let's
no,
no,
not
let's
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 not let's not let's not bring it with race and everything. I also believe that
Yeah, let's not
all
bash
these
certain
things.
people.
I will I will say all these things. I also I believe this whole thing with what should a man do, what should a woman do, submission and all those things. This can only be answered when you have faith. I think this whole submission thing is not even a thing based for worldly views, but it is only based for people in faith, because you can only argue on submission if you have not understood that we are submitting under God, and because God has made man
yeah,
the head, we are submitting under our head, and our head is submitting under God,
Mm,
so I feel like this whole
yeah,
submission cannot be a discussion among worldly
agreed.
people. Also, I feel like head being
no,
the head and being the woman, a man being the head, a woman being the natural, is not a view of the worldly view, but it is a view of us who believe in the Bible, and our
yeah,
Christians, on all
yeah.
those things. So I feel like this is not a discussion on what is the modern day. You can be a modern day woman, but still you have to submit if you want or not, if you believe in the Bible and its
Agreed.
principles. So I feel like this is all based on your beliefs and whatever.
Yeah.
You can be
Tradition, because belief and tradition
It's
are
a
right.
different.
Of
Yeah,
course, it's a cultural thing. You know what
yeah,
Louis just said is like white women that don't respect their husbands. I think what we define as respect and be submissive is
Thank
different
you.
throughout different
different
cultures.
from
Yeah,
yeah.
You
that's
know,
true. That's true.
where in African culture you have to greet your husband in the morning. For them, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or do they think that is disrespect? No, they don't. They
Hey,
don't see that as
goedemorgen,
disrespect
Kees.
like that. You know, so I think it's in their eyes they're still respecting their husband and their
I
spouse, but
cannot.
for us,
Limmy, I
it's
agree.
disrespect.
Limmy, I agree.
It's true. It's true. It's
Because we're
true.
viewing things
Yeah,
based on our based on our Christianity, but also based on our African upbringing. You
Right.
know, so it's
Yeah.
difficult
yeah,
for us to relate.
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Very, very
So I
true.
think modern is more because I think it comes with the whole social media, with industrialization, with the whole thing, with the
Western
Western world.
world.
Now
Yeah,
everything is connected that even I can be in Germany and go viral in China because of the whole how everything is connected. So I believe because of the views now, even Africa has access to Europe based on social media. Now we don't have a clear cut anymore. So it's like modern day is just having the worldly view inside your culture as well. So you have your culture, but you
Don't you
have a
also
worldly.
think that?
Pardon?
Don't you also think that modern day is also bringing a little bit of Western mentality
Agreed.
to
Agreed.
African mentality?
Agreed. Because this whole going to school and everything, it wasn't Africa that brought us to that made us all go to school. It was because of the, colonialization of us speaking correct English and all those things. It wasn't us Africans learning English. It
Yeah.
was the whole colonialization, bringing education to Africa and
it's
all those
true.
things. So I believe it's about westernizing our cultures
It's
and
true.
traditions. Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah,
some tribes in Africa, they still live the same way they used to do as
Agreed.
before. If you have you see,
but
if you go to YouTube, you see some documentaries that there's still people, sorry to say, women that they're walking without a bra. They find it normal in that kind
yeah,
of tribes. It's
yeah.
normal. We look very weird, but that is how Africans or some Africans used to in their tribe used to walk, and for them it's normal. It's fine. So
But I wonder
Can
if
I say
they are
something?
happier.
That
Talk
you
to
never know.
I really don't know about that.
Low talk.
I really wonder because this westernization of stuff
Okay,
brings
so
a
as a
lot of,
woman, yeah.
Confusion.
confusion,
So as a
conflicts.
woman,
Yeah.
if you can't cook, you can't clean.
Cardi B.
Yeah.
Sorry, but Cardi B
I, I'm
cleans.
I,
I don't know what
I'm
she's
not talking
saying.
about I'm
She's
not
just
talking about
fooling the
Cardi B.
whole Masai. No, she's fooling everybody. She cooks at
I am
home.
just joking, guys.
I'm not talking about Cardi B. She's
Oh
talking
yeah,
about Cardi B. I'm not
continue.
talking about Cardi B. But as a woman, if you can't cook, you can't clean. You can't even do anything. Yeah.
Anything is the cooking and cleaning. Continue.
What's the bringing something to the table part? Like, what do you bring? Like,
Lo, let me tell you one thing.
oh, but
Let
wait,
me
wait,
tell you
wait,
one
wait, wait.
thing.
I'm not
Nowadays,
Wow. So
because
now
because
we can hire a butler. Now we can hire cleaners. Why do I have to do it all if I don't want to? I could hire.
but Louise is speaking from a traditional
Okay,
perspective.
okay,
I
That
mean,
are his
Yeah.
values. That is what
okay.
he is looking
I
for a
bob.
woman.
I bob.
So
like
I can.
we are also looking at values. How do you value your man? How do you
Mm,
value your woman? I value my woman if she like
mm,
not only with that, but if she can do all the because these things are skills, yeah. These things are skills. You don't have to do them,
YouTube.
but
mhm.
these are things that if you do, that's like men value you. You understand? She
But I want to ask a question.
Yeah. From a traditional
I
point
want,
of view,
I want to
he's
ask you,
right.
that man that
He's
is
very
valuing,
right.
no, that man that is
Yefta,
valuing,
Yefta,
can he
why you
cook,
laugh?
clean, and
Thank.
do all those things himself? No, no,
No,
I'm
but the thing
asking.
is, from a
Can he
traditional
cook?
point of view, it
No,
doesn't
no, 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 no.
matter. From a
Hot,
listen,
hot tradition. Can he cook?
when
You
you
see,
go back to
listen,
tradition,
this is
it
very.
doesn't matter.
I know. Wait,
I'm
but
not saying it's right,
wait,
but
wait,
it
wait.
doesn't matter.
Sis, with all due respect, I love you so much, girl, but hold on,
It,
hold up,
it doesn't
okay?
matter.
Hold
It
up, because
doesn't.
that is all. This is this unrealistic standards. Like for instance, if women say, "I want a man to have a car, I want him to have a house," sis, all these things you are mentioning,
I
do you
mean,
have it yourself? if I found it very important. For instance, my husband, he can cook. He can cook. My husband can cook, although he doesn't like to stay in the kitchen, but he knows how to cook. And
Okay.
that is very important. It's very important that if you say as a traditional man, because you know why I say this and why I keep on saying it's a life skill. If your woman is, for instance, pregnant or she's sick or there are things that, takes the woman out for a while and she cannot do those things because of condition, sickness, are you going to
Wait.
order thuis bezorg
I'm
or
not.
you are not going to stand
The
there
thing is, I'm not.
The thing is, the thing is,
Hello.
Land.
let me say something. The thing is, where I'm coming from is, when you look at African tradition, especially when you are going to marry, where the people in Africa, when you look at the tradition itself, these are things a woman should have, right
Yep.
or wrong. A woman should be able to cook and
Yep.
all of
Yeah,
that. Do
traditionally,
they
yeah.
ask the man? Do they look at the man that he has to be able to cook? And
No.
they don't do that. They
But-
look at the woman. That's what I'm saying. That
Yeah, but
in
then-
the tradition, it doesn't matter if the man can do it or not. You as a woman have to be able to do it, and
Yeah,
that's
but-
how
But
it is in the.
but I think there are some parts of the tradition, if you agree with me, there are some parts that personally myself will wipe out for raising my kids because I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
it
definitely.
makes sense. Because
Definitely.
yeah, in the tradition, obviously, women have to do all those things, and mostly
They
even
don't
a
look at
woman's
that.
value
Yeah.
is if she can do this, if she's a virgin, if she's cooking, if she's cleaning, all of that is being a woman. But I think a woman is so much more than that. You understand?
Well, we
Yeah,
all
And
yeah.
and then
And
let's be real.
And-
Let's be real honest with each other. Our African tradition is sometimes so sexist
and
It-
toxic,
Yeah, it is.
and
Women-
toxic, to be
in-
honest.
and I don't know. Yeah, it's true.
yeah, and even at the traditional marriage, when they are giving advice, it mostly points to the woman.
And that is
And when you are going into it, go and respect your husband, go and do this.
but-
But they don't really advise the man.
With all due
And
respect, look at the people giving advice.
wow, respect. That's true.
very true.
Look
I'm
at the
not, I'm
people
not,
that are
I'm
giving
not
advice.
disrespecting anybody here, but look at the people giving advice.
Yeah.
Their mindset, or their mindset alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And it's very sad. And it takes me even back to a story I read because I'm following this platform on Instagram. It's called Mommy Confessions. And there are women that, give their stories out. And there was this man particular came stating that, oh, my woman is the wife of Proverbs, did this and that. And so what
Proverbs
happened?
31 woman.
The man, yeah. So he was praising his
Bible
wife in the
reader.
beginning of the story, not knowing what I read was a disaster. He said that he was married for his woman for 8 years, but he did not value the woman. The woman was everything what a woman's supposed to be. The man now went out, cheated on her, infected her with
Jesus.
HIV. During her pregnancy of the woman, when they were doing tests, doctor called those people in, told them that, you guys are infected with HIV, but your baby does not have anything, luckily. The woman still forgave the man and chose to stay in that marriage. And now the man was praising the woman. Yeah,
Submissive.
she's a wife of Proverbs, this and that. Yeah, she's submissive, this
She's
and
a
that.
wife-
And that is this toxic mentality.
Wow,
And that is the toxic
Ride or
mentality
die.
Africans have, that when there's a situation, women has to say, if
ride
the
or die,
roles
yeah.
were turned around there, and the woman was the one.
My
that-
sister, she stayed because she has HIV. She's scared.
No. Look,
She has who's going to be with her?
Look,
Nobody.
wait, hold on.
No,
This-
not to be
no.
funny. Not to
No,
be funny.
look,
He destroyed her life.
I
Nobody's going to marry her. You have downgraded her,
No.
and then now you are praising her for
But
staying. Are you
HIV
mad?
can be actually not treated, but you can.
No, but will you be with someone if you get HIV? Will you be with that person?
No, but to be honest,
Love conquers
Abner,
all.
hold on. There are a lot. Yeah, if you have a low, what's it called? There's some medication that you can take to keep
Sis, if someone hears
HIV
it,
down. Yeah, but then
if
but
you are
then-
dating, you go on a date and you tell someone I have HIV. Do you think
Yeah.
they will?
but there
come
are
on.
people, but there are people that still marry people that have HIV, sis, and that's the reality. Just go and
The
do
same
some
way, the same people
readings, and
with
then you
sickle
will see.
cell traits marry each other.
The thing is, I know you can take medication, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
most
yeah, yeah.
people
Let's
will
be
not look
realistic.
at you
Yeah,
twice when you say
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
HIV.
yeah,
yeah,
No,
we are. But
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
my
not
yeah.
happening.
I know, but my point is that these toxic mentality of men, that they feel like, because if you look at it, sometimes when you look at Africulture, it favors the man more than the
Mm,
woman, which,
It
yeah,
does.
coming back
Course.
to what
mm,
Limmy says, it favors the man more than
mm.
women.
It
And yeah,
does.
women have to deal with it, and women have to deal, but thank God we live in 2023. We don't live in those times. And you can see also
Yeah.
the African mentality is a little bit
Yeah,
blending,
yeah.
blending a
Yeah.
little
Love to
bit.
see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
totally, because we are not, we are not gonna lose our cultural, traditional
Love to
values
see
and
it.
norms, but you can see
No,
that
no,
it's
no.
blending and it's adjusting bit. And I'm happy to see that
Yeah.
also in
Okay.
families. Yeah. So
I,
guys,
I was going
let's
to
round
say,
it up and say one more last thing before we end the session, because
Yeah.
it's a very long session. So let me start from Charisma. Just one more point on this topic, and then we call it quits
can I
this
come
week.
last? I need to think. Thank you.
Okay, Yefta.
Sure.
I'll come last
Any?
because I need to think.
Okay, Lemmy.
I feel like the concept of a modern woman is often used in a negative sense, and I don't think it's fair. I think that all the points we have pointed out today, it just let us see that modern day women bring more than just the basic elements, more than cooking, more than cleaning. They also bring emotional intelligence, they also bring their education, finance. So I think going back to the topic that yeah, women do bring enough to the table as modern day men, and I think it's just we have to. I think it's just a way of thinking. We have to shift the way of thinking, and I think we have to accept that we're living in a modern day world and that we now have different things to bring, and that it's all okay if we complement each other and we're on an equal basis. It doesn't mean that we have to disrespect our husbands or our wives. It means that it takes different perspective in looking to marriage.
Okay.
Wow, I love that. I love that.
I think
Louise, we are rounding up, so everyone has to say one more last thing concerning this topic, and we're rounding up. So Yefta,
yeah, I
yes.
think I agree with what our sister said. I said it earlier. Women do bring enough to the table. More than the women do. They do bring enough to the table, yes. Because listening to what our sister said, she mentioned a lot of stuff. We have spoken about a lot of things, and I really don't have anything to say right now, so I'm just maximizing. But then anything that has
Mm-hmm.
been said right now is very good, very accurate, and I think we should continue this topic. We are not done yet. I think there must be a
Yeah,
season
it's
two
yeah,
or a season four, but right
yeah.
now
I think I agree.
I don't have anything to say.
Um,
Oh,
I mean,
Louise, your take. Oh, you said you want to be last, Charisma.
well, I mean, all I have to say is, I think women these days they bring enough to the table, but I think every man or woman they need to know the role that they play in a relationship. You understand? So for me, it's like just like I said, choose what fits you, and I think from there you can just you'll be all right.
yeah.
Good,
All right.
Charisma.
So I would say men need to recognize that women need to or have to do and know more than they used to 40, 50 years ago. Now women need to go to school, need to have an education, need to have some certain kind of general knowledge. So men should give a bit more credit to women and knowing that now it's not only focusing on home, but women now focus on other things than home only. So they should know that women bring more than enough. But if you want something in your woman specifically, just communicate it with her and be like, I want you to be able to cook and clean. Could you please do that for me? And I think with good communication, it will work out.
Lack
Lack
of
of
communication.
communication.
Well, with good
Lack of
communication, you'll get
communication.
there as
Yes,
well.
yes, yes,
Yeah, I agree with that.
yes. My last, yeah, my last take on this, especially for the younger generation, before you enter a relationship,
Mm,
study your spouse, your future spouse, study the person you want to be with. Think for
mm,
yourself very deeply, what are my values? what do I find important in life and what do I want my spouse to align with? Like, think about this. Don't just go about, oh, he's looking cute, he has a six pack, he has money in the bank, he's driving a range. No, that's not it, sis. You want a man to come home every night after work to be with you and the kids and not in the strip club throwing out money on strippers and then cheating on you left, right, and you are crying up and down with your makeup. Just think about what you want in a man, or the man to think about what you want in a woman. Study each other. Don't rush. There is a lot of time. Enjoy yourselves, as in, thinking of what you guys are gonna, plan for the future. Study each other and get counseling. Invest in yourself. If you need to go to therapy, if you need to deal with baggages from the past, deal with it
Trauma.
before
Yeah.
trauma, deal with it before you enter marriage, because marriage is not a joke. Love is not enough.
It's not for the weak.
There's so much work that you have to do. So just study yourself well, 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 well. Because I'm
Wow,
married
wow,
5 years
wow, wow,
now,
wow, wow.
and
So
it's by grace.
yes, that's
It is,
great.
it is by it is by grace, by God's grace. And if not, if you have, I have sisters like Abana, we are advising
Mm,
each other every
mm,
day, and we
mm,
speak
mm.
truth to ourselves, not all these
To
sugar
each
coated
other.
things.
Yeah.
We tell ourselves the truth. Have also supportive friends that are godly
Yeah.
friends, that when you are down, that you know what to do. Not all these worldly friends that will tell you, "Oh, fuck him, girl. You can find another." No, 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 no. Because I'm telling you, the generation of today is really
Yeah, I
city girl
mean,
lifestyle,
yes.
and
Yeah. It's not
that's
going
not
well.
it. Maybe for now, when you're looking 20, when you're 23 and everything is also booming, but
Wow,
when you're
wow.
30, 40, are you still gonna
Until you
live
want to
city
go
girl
to church and your
lifestyle?
husband wants to stay
So
home.
that exactly. So think about that. It's very
That's a good
serious,
one. That's a good
So
one.
that
God
is my
bless you.
take
Mhm.
on that. Yeah. Abna.
Bless you, man.
very good.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think I agree with what Tok said, that before you enter in a marriage relationship, studying each other is really important. Knowing who you are getting, yourself involved with
Yeah.
is really important. Because most of the time you hear, oh, I didn't know he was like this.
Lies.
Hmm.
It's too late,
Hmm.
So,
But
of course, nobody goes into their marriage to get divorced and all of that.
Sure.
So, if you have to take your time and take 6 years,
Mm,
take
mm.
that 6 years.
Hmm.
Make sure you know. And the thing is, you can't fully know somebody, of course, but
Exactly. Yeah.
take time to know the things that are needed before you enter into it.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it was a great episode, guys. I'm really, really happy that you guys came,
Yeah.
and we'll
We're happy.
definitely,
We're gonna do a
do
part two.
another
Could we
one.
next time?
Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll do another one
Yeah,
because
next
this
time we
is
have to
long.
rephrase the question. Do modern day men bring enough compared to?
No problem. We'll
We'll
get
do
them.
it for
no,
you.
am I not
All
enough?
right.
Am I not enough?
Hey, you are, Yefta, you are. Okay, guys, so we are going to end the session here. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you for your inputs. Thank you for, your views, and, everybody has their opinions, and, all of that. And we really value that. We respect your opinions. And anyone watching this, if you have an opinion, if you don't agree, if you agree, you can comment and let us know. You can find us on Instagram, DeeperWoman the Podcast. You can send us an email, DeeperWoman the Podcast at gmail.com. Join our community on Facebook, DeeperWoman the Podcast. And you can find us on Twitter, TikTok. Yeah, just look for us, Deeper Woman the Podcast, and let's connect. So I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, see you next time.
Shalom.
Bye.
Bye.